Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm sitting here again doing a little bit knitting. Yesterday was a lovely day. It was nice and warm in my garden. I got quite a lot done. And I thought, well, if it's nice again tomorrow, I'll get some more. There's still a lot of work needs doing in my garden. But the heavens just opened this morning and it's just done nothing else but rain on and off all day. So I'm sitting here knitting. I'm onto the sleeves of this cardigan that I'm doing. I've got the back done. And the two sides. The two front pieces, one piece and second piece, and I'm onto the sleeves now. So at least I don't feel guilty because I can't get out in my garden to do anything. Because I do sometimes when I'm sitting here knitting that and I know there's things to do in my garden, feel a little bit guilty. But I did do a little bit cooking. I've just taken a banana loaf out of the oven. And you know what I went and done when I made that banana loaf? It's not long since I made cake or anything like that. I forgot to grease the flaming tin, didn't I? The bottom, I tried to take it off. I put the knife all around the sides and that, and they came off without any problem, but the bottom was stuck, so there's a lot of crumbly bits in the bottom and a hole in the bottom of the loaf. But never mind, because I had 3 bananas that I actually bought. Usually when I buy bananas I buy like 7 because I get my shopping in weekly and I buy 7, so that's 1 for every day. And I usually like them when they're a bit green so they last. Well, the ones I bought were green, but when they started turning yellow they started turning black and brown spots all over them as well. And I don't like the bananas like that. I like them to be, to turn yellow, go from green to just yellow and then start to go black. But there was 3 of them were really a lot of black and that on them, so I just left them for another week and let them go soft and thought I'll use them for make a banana loaf, which I did today. And I'm going to enjoy a piece with a cup of tea after. But I was going to do this video earlier, but I thought I'm waiting until I take that that loaf out the oven because I'll forget about it while I'm doing this. But anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my early life. This was my married life. I was married in 1967. I have 3 sons. Mark, born in 69. Anthony, who always gets called Tony, born in 71, and my youngest Ian in 74. Well, when I was first married, my husband had this old car. We had an old car and he was always finding things going wrong with it. Well, one of his brothers, my husband was one of 4 brothers. One of his brothers was a motor mechanic. Another brother was a radio and television engineer. So we had this old car and we were always getting his brother to help if he needed anything doing on it. And his brother, the radio and television engineer, one got this second-hand television for us. You know, the televisions in those days were those great big wide ones and they had valves and things like that inside. And they were the type of televisions we had to put up with in those days. It was okay at first, but my husband's brother got sick of helping with the car, and he just said to him one day, I'm not fixing it anymore. He says, you'll have to do it yourself. He said, you have to learn how to do it yourself. And it was the same with his other brother, who was a radio and television engineer. Being this old second-hand television, it was always going up the creek. And he got sick of fixing it, and he said to him, you know, you'll have to learn to fix it yourself. And Well, my husband had never thought about anything like that before, but when he started messing on with the car, he found out that it sort of came naturally to him. He didn't have to think. He sort of knew what was wrong with it, and it was the same with the television. He started, had something going wrong with it one time, and he worked out it was one of the valves. We had to replace a valve in it, and you had little like capacitors and diode things, little bits of things like that inside as well, and even managed to work out, what was causing problems with those as well. And so we were okay for a few years. And then he started looking at things like, we had a washing machine, which I suppose everybody has. And something started going wrong with that. And I thought, oh, it's going to cost a fortune, I get somebody to fix it. But he said, I'll have a look at it. And he did, and he could work that out as well. He was just mechanically minded, but he was also electronically minded as well. He could fix things like that. So he actually turned out, in all those years we were married for 47 years before he died. And we never ever had to pay anybody to fix anything. Cars, televisions, washing machines, even irons, things like that. You could put a new thermostat in an iron, and the same in the fridge, thermostat in the fridge. If the thermostat went, you could work out all things like that. And even had a microwave that went up the creek one time. We didn't realise where it was, and you get those little things on the side, that's on the inside, that's screwed in, and that's something to do with the heat thing. And it had worn away a little bit, and there was a tiny little hole in, and it was getting sparks inside the microwave. So we worked out that you had to start to replace one of those. I forget what it was made of, the stuff, something like that. But he was very good at everything. He could fix anything. And over the years, as the kids started getting a bit older, my oldest boy wasn't really interested in anything like that, and the youngest one wasn't either. But my middle son, Tony is my granddaughter Cheryl's father. He was very interested. He was the one that used to get his toys and take them all to bits when he was kids to see how they worked and to fix them together again and that. So his dad started showing him, probably from about 12-year-old, how to do little bits, let him help with little bits on the car and things like that. And then I think by the time he was about 14, he showed him how to change a tyre on the car. Well, I used to go shopping on a Saturday morning. He used to take I think by that time there was only the two younger ones coming with me. The older one was probably away out somewhere. And we went into North Shields, they have a car park, that's covered in. You go round and round and round and round up the different levels. And I drove into this car park, and there was bang, one of the tyres had went on the car as I drove in. So I parked down on the bottom, on the street level, in the car park. And I thought, oh God, I said, I've never changed a tyre in my life. I haven't got a fling clue. Tony said, I'll do it, ma'am, I'll do it, ma'am. My dad showed us how to do it. I says, right, then this van pulled in at the same time across from the other side of the car park, and they came over and says, oh, do you need any help, pet? You look like you don't know what you're doing, and I said, I don't know what I'm doing, and Tony says, we don't need any help, I can do it, my dad showed us how to change the tyre. And the fellas just laughed, and I said, okay, we'll leave you to it then. So they went away, and I'm looking at Tony, and I says, you better change that tyre. I says, you're for it if you don't. If you make a mess of it and you don't know how to do it. And I'm thinking, the cheek of him. But anyway, he did. He knew how to do it. He changed it, made a good job of it, changed the tyre and everything. Everything was good. He knew how to put everything, the nuts and all that back. He knew exactly what he's doing. He remembered everything his dad told him. And that boy actually served his time as a motor mechanic. But that day, when we left the car and we were going up the ramp up to get to the shops, we passed the the van. It was a little white van where the fellas had asked if we wanted any help. They were still sitting in, they had parked up, and they were watching to make sure that Tony actually knew what he was doing. And when I passed, they smiled and put the thumbs up to me, sort of more or less saying, yes, he does know what he's doing. But I thought it was very nice of them, because they did wait to make sure that he knew what he was doing. So that's the kind of thing. I've got one son that's taken after my husband. The other two, the oldest one and the youngest one, are both white collar workers, and they will not lay their hand to anything. They'll get, other people to do things. But my son Tony, he was a motor mechanic. He does other things now. He's another one like his dad. He does anything, jack of all trades. He does a lot. And that's something I'm glad about, that my husband passed something on to at least one of his sons. They'll never admit though that because of their dad, that the way they are today, even the older ones. My husband had computers years before they were really very popular. He had the very old computers where he used to have floppy disks in them, and he used to fix anything he used to fix, cars, televisions, anything. He used to make little notes in the computer, what he had done, how he had fixed it, what had went wrong with it, what had caused it and all that. And he kept it in these old computers. And that was how my sons, both my oldest son and my youngest son, their both jobs are both to do with computers. And they learned from their dad for that, but there's none of them that ever admit that they wouldn't be where they were if it wasn't for their dad these days. But that's kids for you, isn't it? So that's just my little bit for today. Now I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, and if my banana loaf's cold enough, I'm going to have a piece of banana loaf, because I can smell it, and the smell is getting up my nose here. So that's my little bit for today, my little vlog, number 21, I think it is. Yes, number 21. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll let you into any other little secrets I have any other day. So bye for now.